Mr. Ramos, the court marks you present by video conference, as you can see and hear from your device. Your lawyer is present in person. Mr. Chu, are you ready to go forward?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Ramos, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this cause will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. Mr. Chu, go ahead.
May it please the court. Ms. Ramos, could you please state your full name for the record?
Samantha Lee Ramos.
And your son's name is Carlos Anthony Zapata?
Yes.
When was he born?
November 1st of 2008.
What is his father's name?
On the, who had him? Who I had him with?
Yeah, his biological.
Okay, Guillermo Soriano Jr.
Okay. And why is Carlos's name Zapata?
That was my maiden name when I had him.
Oh, okay. All right. And what is your name right now?
Ramos.
Okay. And you're asking the court to change your son's name to Carlos Antonio Ramos?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have other children, Ms. Ramos?
I do. He has a sister. Her name is Allison Ramos.
Okay. And it's just Allison and Carlos?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to ask the court to change his name to match your name and his sister's name?
Yes.
Okay. Are you currently married?
Yes.
Okay. And your husband is also Ramos?
Yes.
Okay. But you're not asking for a termination of the parental rights from his biological father. You just want to ask the court to change his name to reflect your name and his sister's name.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all we have.
I have more questions now than I did before your testimony, Ms. Ramos. As Mr. Soriano seen his son? When was the last time he saw his son?
The last time Carlos was about 4.
And how old is he now?
I'm sorry?
How old is your son now?
17.
Does Mr. Soriano provide any child support?
We do have an order, but he does not. And so I believe in the last court I had, maybe about 2022, we tried to cancel that and move forward from it. But as of right now, he doesn't provide anything.
And the next series of questions, they're not meant to pry into your personal information, but it surprises the court that you're requesting a name change for your son, not in your maiden name, but into your married name. And normally, these requests are made when a parent, I guess in this case, a stepfather, requests an adoption, but there is no man here to say, I want this child to have my name. And I'm wondering if those are things that you've considered.
I did. So he is at work, and I did talk to Mr. Chu, and they were like, if to not prolong it, this was kind of a way for us to
all right, guys. What appears to be a routine courtroom hearing quickly reveals a much deeper family story. As the judge officially opens the proceedings through a virtual hearing, Samantha Lee Ramos takes an oath to tell the truth before answering questions about a request that seems surprisingly simple on paper. She isn't asking for custody, financial support, or parental rights to be terminated. Instead, she wants the court to approve something far more personal, a legal name change for her teenage son. But as the hearing unfolds, it becomes clear that this request carries far greater emotional weight than anyone initially expected. The attorney begins by establishing the family's background, confirming that Samantha's 17-year-old son currently carries the surname Zapata, the last name she used when he was born. Since then, Her life has changed dramatically. She has remarried, taken the surname Ramos, and built a new family alongside her husband and another child who already shares that name. Hoping to unify the household, she asked the court to allow her son to legally become Carlos Antonio Ramos, matching both his mother and younger sister while leaving his biological father's parental rights legally untouched. But then everything changes. Rather than immediately considering the request, the judge begins asking questions that go far beyond paperwork. He wants to understand the relationship between Carlos and his biological father before making any decision. Samantha reveals that the last time her son saw his father, he was only about 4 years old. Now, nearly 13 years later, the father provides no meaningful child support despite an existing court order. Suddenly, what seemed like a routine name change transforms into a much larger conversation about family, responsibility, and a child's lifelong identity. The judge explains why the request gives him pause. In most cases, a child adopts a stepfather's surname only after a formal adoption process. Yet no adoption petition has been filed here. Instead of criticizing Samantha, the judge openly shares his concern that the court may be addressing only part of the problem while overlooking a far more permanent legal solution. His questions become less about changing a name and more about whether this family is prepared to take the next significant step toward creating complete legal stability for Carlos.
Be able to make this change
What's the rush?
Well, there is no rush because I've been waiting for a long time. I think,
I think that's the court's point. If your son hasn't seen his father in 13 years, but if he has a good, ostensibly, a really good relationship with his stepfather, then I can't imagine that there's a rush in the next 20 minutes or 1 month to do this when there's bigger things that you could consider.
Yes.
Do you think it would be in your son's best interest? Two questions. Do you think it would be in your son's best interest to change his name to Ramos?
Yes.
Do you think it would be in your son's best interest to change his name to Zapata?
No.
And do you think it would be in your son's best interest for your husband to adopt your son?
Yes. Because he already sees him as his dad. Like, there has been no one but him since he was about a year. So that's the only person that he sees as his father.
I was fishing for exactly that same information. And I was hoping that that could be the case, because if it is, then the court can find that that could be maybe in your son's best interest. So I'm going to make a preliminary finding that it's very likely that it is in his best interest to change his name, but I'm going to place this case on pause to give you some time to talk to your husband to see if that's even something he would consider, because your testimony here is it is in your son's best interest to have an adoption take place. And that's a standard that this court and all courts need to look for when addressing children's issues, is what's in their best interest. So a name change, possibly, maybe, but here the testimony is he should really be adopted. If those are the facts in real life, why not make that the case in the legal world as well? So let me give you some time to talk to your husband and your son. What grade is he in?
He's a junior.
So he ostensibly he's probably going to graduate May of 2027.
Yes.
Maybe he'd like to cross the graduation stage with a new name and new family situation, and I think that could be maybe a good thing. So let me give you some time to talk to Mr. Tu, talk to your husband, and if the answers are no, I perfectly understand. I'm not fishing for one way or the other. I just need to know whatever is in your son's full and final best interest. All right, so give me a docket control conference and then a final hearing. Docket control in 30 days?
April 2nd at 9 a.m.
And give me a final hearing after that?
May 19th at 2 p.m.
So that gives you some time to thought. And like you said, if there is no rush, because this is an important matter, because your son is important and we value him, then let's do this once, let's do it right, and let's do the best for him.
Okay, thank you.
All right, talk to your lawyer. We'll see you in April. Any other cases for Mr. Chu?
That is all for Mr. Chu.
It's great to see you.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Next is Attorney Luis Antonio Figueroa, page 6, number 16.
Maria de Los Angeles Mireles versus Jerónimo Ibarra. Cause number 2025.
All right, guys, this is where the entire hearing takes an unexpected emotional turn. When the judge asks whether changing Carlos's last name would truly serve his best interests, Samantha answers without hesitation. She believes the surname Ramos better reflects the life her son has actually lived. Then comes the most revealing moment of the hearing. Asked whether her husband should legally adopt Carlos, Samantha simply says yes. She explains that her son has viewed her husband as his father since he was about a year old, making that relationship far more meaningful than biology alone. That answer changes everything. Instead of rushing toward an immediate ruling, the judge explains that family law is guided by one principle above all others: the child's best interest. From what he has heard, a simple name change may not fully address the situation. If Carlos already considers his stepfather to be his real dad, then the court believes the family should at least explore whether a legal adoption would provide greater emotional and legal stability. Rather than closing the case, the judge decides to pause the proceedings to allow that important conversation to happen. The judge encourages Samantha to speak with both her husband and Carlos before making a final decision, emphasizing that there is no need to rush such an important matter. He even points out that Carlos is a high school junior who will likely graduate the following year, suggesting how meaningful it could be for him to walk across the graduation stage with a surname that fully reflects the family he identifies with. His message is clear. The court wants to make one thoughtful decision, not simply the fastest one possible. With that, the judge schedules a status conference for the following month and a final hearing several weeks later, giving the family time to carefully consider every option. Instead of approving or denying the request on the spot, he chooses a path that places Carlos's long-term future above courtroom efficiency. As the hearing comes to a close, one thing becomes clear: this case was never just about changing a last name. It was about identity, belonging, and ensuring that every legal decision truly reflects the family a young man has called home for most of his life.